The Purge 3 or Purge Election Year was an anticipated movie for me. I love Purge 2, and I know I didn't do reviews for these two movies, but I loved them. And I thought these were great contained thrillers. Though I didn't like Purge, I still love Purge 2. And I thought, you know what, this director, he had some ups and downs. He might do Purge Election Year. The trailers look fantastic. Let's see how this movie turned. And it could be a decent movie. Didn't have to be mind-blowing. So let's review this. Yo, what up, Cheese Army? How y'all doing? Sorry, this is a late review because this movie came out at least in June, but I was, of course, on vacation, so I didn't have the time to actually even see this movie. But finally, I actually got down and actually saw this movie and my thoughts about this movie. And this movie was a really disappointing movie for me. Oh my god, I didn't expect it to be this bad. Listen, there's some levels of bad, but oh my god, this movie. Now, this could have been an easy action thriller. You got the senator who's just literally trying to pretty much survive the purge because she believes that the purge is bad, trying to run for that presidency campaign, pretty much trying to say, trying to be for the people and pretty much vote against the purge and pretty much say, you know what, the purge is a bad idea. That could have worked. And the whole action thriller trying to kill her down, that's perfect if it wasn't for the shitty acting, shitty dialogue, and the shitty chemistry that all these other characters have, in exception to two characters. So let's say what the good is about this movie. First of all, Frank Grillo and this senator, they work well as a team. They work well together because they do have chemistry. It feels like they do talk normally, I guess. In fact, the dialogue between them is perfectly fine, but the whole idea of chemistry, pretty much him trying to be on the edge, is perfect. His acting is amazing, and I knew when I saw it in Purge 2, I was like, yeah, this guy in Purge 3 has to be here, and I'm glad he was in this movie. That's why I wanted to see this so bad. And the senator, though I was iffy about her, actually worked for this movie. She brought a lot into this movie. Emotion, pretty much she looked like she could hold a fight of her own. But besides that, all the other sideline characters are god awful. There are so many moments, and this is spoiler territory, but you wouldn't watch this movie. It's pretty bad. Point is, this is one scene, and this one scene literally tells me how stupid the acting is. She's just like, there's this one schoolgirl who's pretty much shoplifting. Okay, that's already bad, but she's shoplifting a candy bar. Point is, she shoplifted the candy bar. The store owner finds out. I was like, yo, give me that candy bar before I call the cops. She's pretty much like, I want this candy bar and all that crap. And because she had to hand over the candy bar and leave, they come. What happens next? They come over and say, they have their mask and they make it like a big reveal, like, oh, who is it? Who is it with the poofy haircut? The weird haircut that any girl would have got. I didn't know. Yeah, this girl. And they like, oh my god, they try to act crazy, but it's just so bad. It's funny, and I'm laughing out loud when they're like, give me my freaking candy bar. I'm like, dude, calm the hell down. It's so stupid. Who we're acting, and none of these characters will do certain things that the scenarios put up for them. There's one guy who's like, there's a girl with a freaking shotgun, literally killing people. This guy has a knife, and he's like, he makes a sound, it's like, and then dies. I'm like, how is that possible? How is that making sense to him and other people? Like, honestly, that makes literally no sense. It's like you had a chance with the knife, and you had a chance of running with making a noise. It's like alerting her, like, I'm gonna kill you right now. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Point is, just I'm getting a bit close. This show, or this movie, and all the crap that this movie is bringing into me is destroying my life, because of the fact that action movies and thrillers should be great, and this movie didn't do any of that. The action is god awful because they're just shooting people, killing people for blood, and you see the blood gushing out. You see, like, it's like the head chopping thing, like in the olden days, and doing that. I'm like, oh, okay, that's so interesting. And they go over the top saying, the purge is bad. You don't want controlling the populations for rich people. I'm like, okay, I get it. I saw that Purge too. I don't need an explanation. I think over the top, but this movie could be a simple action flick or thriller that could have literally entailed us. We could have enjoyed it as an audience, but I know people were laughing. I was laughing even more because there's so many funny moments that these characters say and do, which none of these characters would do in real life, let alone in their reality, because it makes literally no sense. Point is, besides the two characters and some action that I would say considerable, this movie had literally nothing going for it other than the fact that Purge 2 made a lot of money, so Purge 3 is going to make more money by making it over the top. And they literally cashed in. They're just like, screw this, I'm just going to do it no matter what. I'm gonna give this my first bad movie rating. It's a 4 out of 10. This movie is not worth your money, time, or anything because it's not even an action movie. I think it's a boring flick about governments and government conspiracies. It's really bad, and I expected so much from this movie. Point is, this movie is bad. Don't watch it, and if you did, and you probably wouldn't have listened or probably watched this movie before, what did you think of it, and do you agree with me? I think you would, maybe you would, I don't know, just leave it in the comments so you can bash me. Point is, like this video, comment down below, and let me know.